welcome. We are back to episode 2 or 3 or 4 or 9 or whatever you said earlier.
No, what episode? Well, this is because we already. Okay, so we have. By the time you're watching this, we have episode 0 and 1 out.
Yes.
And I know we did 2.
Yes.
I want to say this is 4.
Sure, let's go with that.
It's either 4 or 5. I don't remember.
Okay, 4 or 5.
You'll
cool.
know later.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, as I was saying, I fixed. So there were some issues here. Now we're on the main set. The camera was way over there.
Headless Horseman.
Yeah, so I updated the world and everything like that, and I screwed something up. Okay, so there's apparently the head layer is a different layer than the person layer in Unity, which I had turned off by default by mistake. So yeah, we were headless horsemen on this.
It was awesome.
It was something, that's for sure. Oh wait,
you know that saying?
I jumped the gun a little bit too much here. Give me 1 sec.
You forgot to do a thing, chat.
I forgot to do a thing. I'm the audience.
We're taking your suggestions right now because we are doing that. All right, chat. Give me a question and I will answer it to the best of my abilities. Okay, come on, audience.
I'm on the
some audience.
I should be on the correct mic now.
Wow, why you sound way better? What the? Whoa!
I was switching from a VR headset mic to my studio mic.
You jumped like 20 years into the future.
Yeah, no, my studio mic sounds so much better than the VR mic. That's for sure. So basically, yeah, we were all headless, and then I realized the quality. So if you've watched episode 0 and episode 1, when it goes to the main set, the camera is way over there. It's stupid far away. So I moved it in. Now we're moved in. But when you looked at this background and everything, it looked like you were looking through like a sheen of butter. Everything was just potato-y. And I'm like, why is this potato-y? So I checked it today. I'm like, oh, it was set to 8-bit instead of 32-bit for the camera output. And it was set to 480p.
Really good.
It was 480p and not 1080p. Because I didn't change it because I'm a dumbass.
Yeah.
So, the first 4 or whatever episodes are really crap quality. Oh, and I got rid of the box.
I think that's really funny to think about. That it's like our first 4 episodes are 480p, and then we can just say, "Oh, we got a new camera."
They're 480p upscaled, so it looks like just potato. It looks like it's just the worst.
It's awful.
Okay.
Yeah,
now,
okay, quick question.
The other thing I wanted to test this out.
Is this still local?
What is?
The coffee table.
Okay, I've turned it off.
Oh, you did? It's still on.
Oh my god. Why?
It's still local.
It's not set to local though. That's the thing. It is set to global. I have it synced to whoever toggles it. It's... Oh my gosh. Okay, fine.
It's okay.
I'm going to have to contact whoever makes cyan triggers and be like, hey, this isn't working like it's supposed to. Help me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Here, take a picture of it
and let me look at it.
What do you mean? Oh, the,
like...
For the variables and stuff?
Yeah, so like, just, like, go to, like, wherever you have your toggles and things out and stuff, and just do, like, for example, like, the coffee table, right?
Okay. Yep.
Like, just get the script and, like, take a picture.
We'll do this live because, you know, we don't know what we're talking about. We don't care. So,
You want me to do it right now? I'm not opening Unity right now.
Sure. Why not?
Then the stream will drop. So, probably not. Oh, jeez, that's what happened. What happened? What's going on?
What?
You're playing with the buttons.
I hit the other thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
I forgot you fixed that. I thought they were local again. My bad.
I fixed all the other ones, but for some reason those toggles are just like, hey, we're not going to work at all. I don't know what's going on. Someone's
I don't know why that's
so
happening.
there's a control panel set in the middle here, and you can't see it because I fixed the layers. That last episode showed a big box. So we can click on all the stuff, and it's only whitelisted to us. So if we have a guest on, the guest can't go around here screwing up all the buttons. Over to you, Rules. I got to do a thing.
Oh, what did I do? Oh, what did I do? Oh, you gotta do a thing.
I gotta do a thing
right now. Oh, we're going to talk about that world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about a brand new world.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
So that world, that's what I was trying to load up.
That's so weird.
What do you mean?
maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. It's just I look very very skinny on my camera. I don't know if it's just. It's probably just a me thing.
It's probably just a you thing, or I have to do something here.
It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, we're going to talk about that. Whoa.
Everyone is skinny on camera. I don't know why everyone's skinny on camera. It's scuffed. Okay, just.
Like, I'm probably not that bad.
No, this just looks normal.
Oh,
to me.
no, I'm not that. No. It's just.
I think it's just my perception. That's it. That's all it is. I just look really tiny, and because I am tiny, but
it's not that bad. Okay,
I
never
look
mind.
tiny because I'm tiny. How does that work? Also, I did not fix the. This is cut off still on the side.
It's okay.
It's okay. We'll get it there. But the stream is showing everyone's skin. It's scuff. Okay, like what are we talking about? We don't know what we're talking about. No one knows what we're talking about.
Why are we so scuffed? We should rename it to that.
That'll be the new episode titles here. Why are we so? Actually, that's a pretty good one. What's this compass?
He's a scum.
Okay, so this is a world I came across the other day. This is on Beer Chat. And this is... Okay, so if you've ever played, like, Neopets or, like, Club Penguin or Have a Hotel or that kind of stuff, this is kind of right up that kind of retro-y vibe. Works well in VR chat. If you're on desktop, this world works a whole lot better because it's a little bit stuttery in VR, but...
I've been thinking about this world and how they done it.
Oh, how they done it?
For the past, like...
Time?
Yes.
For a very, very long time. I know how they do some things.
Okay.
But the main thing that gets me about
This world is like the actual like player movement and stuff.
Yeah. So
and how they got,
I'll play the video here.
because I don't know
How in the world do they got the the skeletal mesh and stuff to move
Yeah, so you can...
with it, and like it overwrites like the actual like input that you're putting into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can click on the player and a little like pop-up area thing pops up. There's one...
Yeah.
one
Like, that makes sense. I can see
There's
how to do
one
that.
level in here that goes through like an Arctic area, and then you can walk around. There's like a ski lift. It looks identical to Club Penguin, and you can actually... I don't know if you've ever played Club Penguin, but I was really big into it when it was still a thing. But there's an area where you can go sliding down and race with four other people down a mountain. It literally has that. But yeah, okay, so this is the Black Cat. It's been recreated to work in this as well. And this is all the same level. This is the same world. By the way, this world's only 20 megabytes as well. It's kind of crazy. The mirrors work.
Oh, so then it's
images. It's not what I thought it was. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. Okay, cool. So they're renders.
Yeah, I guess it could be renders. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So
the way that type of thing works of like that isometric view and stuff, there's like a plugin you can get for Blender.
Oh, okay.
To where it actually will make stuff into like pixel art into a sense. It's a very, very simple shader thing that it does. And it will like, you get to choose like what colors you want it to be. And because like the new style of like low poly and stuff like that is to have very solid colors. So it's super simple to like just pop it into Blender, like get it at a certain degree angle, and then like kind of do like pixel art type thing to get it to look. It's really, really simple to do. I've done a little bit of it. I haven't like done a lot. So I don't fully know, but I do know stuff like that.
Yeah,
which is like really, really cool to think about. Because if it's that low, it has to be images. It could be like an atlas or something.
Yeah, and this is a test version. It's right now it's unlisted. You can't access it unless you have the link. I thankfully have the link. It's kind of floating around Twitter right now. It's right now in the works of being tested. I don't know how it's being done, when it's going to be released, but it's kind of a cool concept that they got something like this going on.
It's a very, very cool concept. It is very, very cool. I do like it.
Because I know
I lag a lot in the world, but it's really good.
Yeah. It lags a lot more in VR. Desktop, it's a lot better. But I guess that's kind of what they're going for. Is that more for desktop kind of thing?
Well, I kind of figured it's like a more like a desktop experience than a VR one. Like it's still really cool to have like in VR and stuff like that. Like it's still very, very immersive.
I know you're always interested in the was it interesting ways they do worlds or
Retro.
like retro or outside the box or whatever. Like not your standard cookie
Yeah.
cutter. Let's have a chill world with a bed and put some
Oh, yeah.
mirrors everywhere. You know.
Yeah, I love little worlds like that into a sense. Have I showed you the underwater train world that I really really like? It's a lag fest though.
I
But-
can imagine. Yep.
It is, but it's such a cool world. So like, it's you know the show Derailed,
Mm-hmm.
the VR movie thing Derailed and stuff.
Yep.
It's that train, right? And it
Oh!
has like over like grown grass.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay, that world.
Yeah, it's not in that world. It's a completely different world. But it's like that grass that's like all like overgrown and stuff inside the train.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like whales and stuff like going by you and stuff while you're driving down like an invisible like track and stuff. I've always liked that world. I went to it just like a handful of times, but it's really really good.
You're talking about the movie, the VR chat movie, or was it something based in that?
No, have you not seen Derailed?
Derailed? I have not.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because Cactus showed it to me. Yeah, so
Okay, that's probably why then. Yeah.
So I guess I can talk a little bit about it. So me and Cactus was talking one day, and I don't know how we got onto it or something, but he was talking about he was listening to like a soundtrack and stuff. I was like, oh okay. He's like, yeah, and also Johnny made it as well. I was like, huh? And what come out find to be is it was a VR film called Derailed. It had Croa in it. I think that's his name. Is it Croa? Yeah. He's in it.
well, if you see him, you know him.
Okay, fair enough.
He's a pretty well-known person. Yeah. But yeah, and it's like about like this guy who like works in like this job and stuff like this 9 to 5 and he hates it, right? And when he goes to sleep, he ends up like dreaming about like his like this girl that he falls in love with and everything else. And he doesn't want to wake up because, you know, he's happy. Like they're not
I'm
yeah,
assuming.
it's so good.
I'm assuming you're talking about this then. I'm not
that's
gonna
what I'm talking about,
show
exactly.
the whole thing because it's like 18 minutes long or something like that. But
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about this too, to a sense, because this actually like
It hit me very hard
okay, yep.
as well because
and the main reason why, because it made me realize I hated my last job I was in.
Fair. I think most people hate the job. So
this is like the one. Well, this is like the one show that kind of made me like realize I don't really like my job.
right. Okay,
I
interesting.
didn't know why I didn't like my job, but it just made me realize it and stuff because it's like that's kind of like I dream about being somewhere else than being, you know.
Just the daily grind of the same old shit over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's literally that. So the world I'm talking about is this,
Right.
but it's all underwater.
Interesting.
It's really good.
So we're doing what? We're doing a commentary of what we're thinking of for this. Is this what's happening right now? I guess that's what we're doing, right?
I guess so.
But I love this. I love this film. It's like one of my. This is like made me want to also be like a VR chat film maker as well.
There's some pretty good VR chat films out there too. There's another one called Penrose or something like that.
I haven't seen that one. I need to watch that. I might watch that.
That
one
one's
after the
pretty
stream.
good. That's where I found that world where it had the like the sprites moving across the bridge that looked represented like cars moving across a bridge in the distance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
he
This
died.
is physically the not physically. This is literally the daily grind. Get up, go to work, deal with a bunch of bullshit, go home,
You come home.
go to bed, start the day all over
But yeah,
again.
he I don't want to end. I don't want to spoil the end and stuff, but the end's like the most like
type thing.
Fair. Well, if anyone is interested in this, this is called what is it called?
Yeah, derailed.
Derailed. Okay, Derailed. I guess I'll link it up.
Yeah, I recommend it. Please watch it. It's a really, really good like short film.
Like it's 18 minutes. It's not that very long.
It's not that bad.
And there's like no dialogue.
Yeah, no, it's not long at all.
There's like a little. Yeah, there's like a little dialogue, but there's not like a lot of it and stuff. But it's super duper good.
I recommend it.
Yeah, I have one buddy who actually does VR
Look, you
chat
see,
short
there's
film.
me. Look a minute, there's me, and there's all the people that I tried. Like, look, I'm so lonely, and there's all my friends counting up and having a good time.
Wait, is this guy you?
No. Yes, this is a representation of my.
This is a representation of rules right here.
But yeah, Johnny made a song for this, by the way.
Oh, sweet. Okay, that's cool. Of course. Yeah, we can't get
That's
through.
how I found it.
We can't get through an episode without talking about our favorite Johnny.
Of course not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so what you're saying is I need to move this box up.
No, it's fine. I got a chance to hit it. I got to just and I hit it.
Yes, my favorite Johnny. Not the other Johnny, but my favorite Johnny.
Yes, the one you simped for.
I do not simp for. There's no evidence of this.
Yes, you do.
I do not. Okay, name one instance where I have. Actually, no, never mind. You know what? I'm not even going to continue that because it's going to turn into just everyone roasting me. How was your week? What did do anything fun this?
No, I just went to work.
I had a very interesting experience last weekend on Saturday.
Oh, really?
I went to a friend's party, and we do parties every couple weeks or whatever. This guy has this cool house. Parents are out of town, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have a party." You know, the cliche: parents are out of town. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna play loud music. We're gonna do all the things.
Yeah.
If I knew how to rap, I would 100% just done some sort of rap just now.
But anyway, you saying you was having a party?
Yeah,
you know, getting on like a.
Anyway.
You know.
Okay, don't continue.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sure. Why not?
Have you never seen that Fluffy bit of like to where he's talking about him going to a club
No.
and he's like, Pepsi. It's super funny.
Okay then.
It's awesome. Yeah, he's a comedian. If I find that clip, I'll show it to you. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. Okay. So we went to the party, did a bunch of things, and anyway, my another friend, they brought over some cookies. They were, regular chocolate chip cookies. I ate one. I didn't realize it was not a cookie.
What was it?
It was an edible.
Oh
But
no!
they were so
Trav.
delicious, and anyways, it was an experience. Let's put it that way. So okay, so I had planned to make nachos that night for everyone at this party because I'm like, hey, I want to make nachos. Nachos are cool and they're great.
Oh gosh!
Yeah, you can imagine where this is going. So, and I don't remember any of this either because again, this is the first time I've been going through this. I don't remember what this. Anyway, apparently I.
Oh God! That's the first time you ever going through it.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
that's even the worst.
Yeah. So I was told all this after the fact. They're like, yeah, you tried to cook ground beef, but you took out a pot and you were filling it with water, and you were going to make ground beef, and I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, you were talking about boiling it because you were talking about Kay's cooking and constantly boiling ground beef, and I'm like, what?
That's awesome! Oh my gosh!
So they had to take the pan away from me, and so I was like, okay, fine, I guess I'll do it the normal way. But I couldn't figure out how to work the stove elements because this was at some guy's house where he doesn't have like this is like has a nice glass top stove, so there's a bunch of different settings on it there, and I didn't understand what I was doing, so I was just like switching it from it's like kind of musical burners, just trying to figure out which one was going to work best. So I did that, and then I screwed it up so much so that I guess someone had to come over and help me cook ground beef because I didn't know what I was doing. And then they took over. So I'm like, okay, great, cool.
That sounds like me. Wait a minute. That sounds like me and my friends when we
Yeah.
So my IRL friends, one time they someone got a Final Fantasy 14 cookbook.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Because that's like. Yeah, that's their favorite game right now, is that MMO and stuff. And they were like, hey, we're going to make this meatloaf meal. And we're all going to take a turn making it. And we're going to, like, just have a fun time. And one of my friends recorded it. He wasn't going to upload it or anything. He just wanted to have it just for, like, for memory's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And the funniest thing was, so, you know, everyone did their step, and it was my step, right? So I was the one to make the main meatloaf thing, right? And I went to one of my friends and I was like, hey, with all this meat and stuff, do I just need to plop it on there? Do I need to put it in, like I asked him, what do I need to do? He's like, I don't know, just plop it in there. So I was like, okay. So I plopped it in there. And I was trying to, like, flip it, and I couldn't because it's this big, massive one patty of this thing. And they were like, hey, and I was like, hey, I can't flip this. And like, what do you mean you can't flip it? It's like, I cannot flip it. And then, you know, someone else who actually knows how to cook and stuff came, like, over there, and he's like, dude, what did you do? I'm like, I literally asked somebody, what do I need to do? And they told me to plop it in there. They're like, no, dude, it's like, you don't just plop it in there, you're supposed to put it in patties. Like, I didn't know that. so, you know, we're having this argument and stuff, and he's like, well, I don't know what I need to do. I guess I can make it, like, because he's like, I feel like I'm making tacos, so he ended up making it into ground beef. And it still tastes like, the best thing about it is it still tastes like a meatloaf, but it looked like just a whole bunch of ground taco beef. It was awesome. It was really good, actually. It was like extremely like, it was like really, really good. We were kind of shocked because we were still expecting this to be the worst thing ever. I wanted to take a picture of it, Trev, and send it to you and say, hey, look, I'm cooking like Kay.
Well, okay, so I did take a picture of this at some point, and of the ground beef beforehand. It's on the Twitter, and then I posted a picture of the after. Anyway, it looked like, so whoever took over did not also know how to cook ground beef. I bought lean ground beef, right? Lean ground beef, you're not supposed to drain the fat. They drained all the fat out of it. And they didn't season it either, or I didn't see. No one seasoned it. It was a very K's Cooking-esque kind of meal because there was absolutely zero seasoning. Put some salt and pepper and some like taco seasoning Tex-Mex on after it, but it was like putting. If you've ever had like the ground, or ever had like bacon bits, like the crumbled bacon bits, it was essentially like that and putting seasoning on top of that. It was pretty bad. Anyway, they kicked me out, so I just sat in the living room and stared at the ceiling for an hour, supposedly, and then that's what happened. there was a ceiling fan, so they were like, yeah, the nachos are ready, so they're like, hey, you want some of them? I just look over I looked over with a apparently I looked over with a blank expression, pointed at the fan, and did this.
I wish I was there, dude. I would have so much fun.
It was stupid. Anyway, oh man, it was so dumb. And then when
I've never been high in my life.
After it wore off, everything wore off, and I'm looking at these tacos like, who the fuck made these tacos? Or nachos? Who made these nachos? And they're like, yeah, you did. I'm like, why did you guys let me cook these? It's so terrible. It was awesome. It was definitely something. Gosh. So, note to self, kids: do not.
That's
if
amazing.
you're gonna get high for the first time, do not
Do
cook
not
food.
do edibles.
Do not cook food.
Yeah, do not cook food. Do not.
Oh
don't
my god!
cook food.
But yeah, apparently I kept talking about
I've
Case
only
cooking
been high.
and trying to cook like her, and she was my teacher, and all this other shit. I was bullying. I'm like, okay.
That's awesome. I've only been high like one time.
Yep.
And it's been the worst time ever to
Yep.
do. So I don't know. It wasn't like an edible or weed or anything like
Yep.
that. It was a piece of medicine. I think it was called not ibuprofen. It was some type of strong like painkiller type medicine.
Right.
And the whole thing about it is I had like a very stuffy up nose, and I'm like, I need to like get rid of this, right? And I'm like, and we had no Mucinex, and it was like, and I was giving me a headache a little bit too. So I took one of them, right? And my mom was like, hey, you know, you should be careful with taking that, because I will knock you out. And I'm like, Mom, no, my mom, she takes an aspirin, she's out, okay? That's just her. She can't take, she's not really good at taking medicine. Now, me on the other hand, I kind of can, but man, when I took that thing and that hit me at work, I was like, bro, I felt like I was like floating out of my body. Like, I was just like, ooh. This is like, ooh. I was having a blast. I was just like, ooh. Ooh. I was just sitting there thinking, I'm like, wow, someone tells me, it's like, how's your day? It's like, dude, this has been great, man. I've been having a time of my
I'm just
life.
like, woo.
I was just like tripping out. I went around. I'm like, bro, I think I'm high. Like, I don't know. I just feel very, very like loopy. I'll never forget it. It was like, I'm like, I don't want to ever get high.
I don't want to deal with this again. It's just like me. It's like, okay, the thing with this now, this whole thing is like, okay, I can just now check this off my bucket list and not touch it again. I think we're good here.
Yeah.
It works for some people. I'm definitely not one of them. So, yeah.
I will say to people of the audience who eat edibles, you probably do know this and stuff. I don't know if you know. I learned this actually a couple days ago.
Okay.
It's actually inside of this thing that I'm doing and stuff. They have which is actually this like internship. A part of it is like we do like these little classes in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have like a class in the morning over like a certain topic, and then we'll go to our like areas that we work in, and then we go back and we just say like how our day went. It's very, very simple stuff, and not really going into it. One day we were just talking about drug tests, right? And did you know that if you actually take an edible, like the gummies, you know, like the little gummies that they sell now and again, if you take that and you go to take a drug test and stuff, that can still proc off the drug test.
Yeah, I've heard
and
that.
And say, hey, you smoked weed?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I never took any of the gummies before, but it's been one of them things where like, my anxiety is so high a lot of the time. I was like, I don't know if I'll pop me a couple of them and be like, you know, but...
Yeah, I've heard too from like some people's like before they also warned me, they're like, yeah, don't eat that, because if you have anxiety you're gonna be through the roof. And I'm like, but they're chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, really?
And I like chocolate chip cookies, and I ate one.
I thought like TLC and stuff with that would calm you down, not spike your anxiety.
It depends on the person, right? If you have like ADHD, like some people that will use it as a supplement to helping them throughout their day, you know, that kind of stuff. I know of several people, especially on VRChat, that do that, right?
Oh yes. I use music a lot of the time.
But everyone has their own ways of like dealing with shit, right? So some people do the weed thing, some people listen to music or work on projects or whatever else, right? There's always something to take that edge off, I guess.
Always something.
But what made it worse for me is because I was also I was drinking like my favorite like cider at the same time too, and someone told me you're not supposed to mix the two. You're not supposed to do both, especially if you've never done both at the same time. So that's
okay. You know what that's called being crossfaded.
Yeah. So
it's whenever you drink alcohol and smoke. Yeah.
But don't worry, it's legal. It's legal where I'm at, so I'm allowed to talk about this. It is legal. I don't know.
It's not legal where I'm at, so I'm about to go to jail.
Yeah, no, that's
Well, the gummies, the Delta 6 version's legal, but not actual.
You have to go find it on the
Which
black
I don't
market.
get. No, I don't understand how it's like Delta 6 is legal where I'm at.
Yep.
But then actual, like, if you go out and smoke and stuff, it's still illegal.
Mm-hmm.
But yet again, if I do anything with Delta 6, I still can't get a job. I'm probably still gonna get in trouble with a lot of different things if I took it. It's like, oh yeah, it's here, but you can't use it. You know what I mean? Like, you can, but like you can't.
That was
like
my experience with all of that. So yeah, don't mix it with alcohol, especially if it's your first time. Don't take too much of it, especially if it's your first time, and don't attempt to cook.
Oh yes,
if it's your first time.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. A weird little fun fact I actually know about. The only reason why I know so much about weed is because my cousin was a damn stoner.
Oh, okay.
And he smoked weed all the damn time. I mean, all the time. And there's been times where mom was like, "Hey, you're not allowed to smoke weed." He would literally go outside and he would like just do it and stuff. I didn't really tell my mom and stuff like that for the longest time. But she and also a bit of it. She did know a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like, I think like a portion, but she does realize that, he did go outside and he didn't do it in his room. He didn't, when he was living with us. But, because I talked to him a lot about it and stuff like that. We had conversations. And, the only way that you could die from smoking weed if you smoke it so much of your body weight in it.
Oh, jeez.
By that time. No, but you won't even get to a third of that time because if you smoked like a third of your body weight, you're sleeping. Like, you're out. You're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're done, dude. Like,
you're done. It's done. You're gone.
You're either dead or or you're sleeping like a knot on a log.
That was my adventures.
Yeah, it's not like you had a good time.
I don't I go to parties every so often, but I was like, the cookies, you can't pass up. They also had regular cookies too. I found out later, but like the cookies, you can't pass up cookies. So I'm a horror when it comes to sweets and stuff.
Oh, I know this is like random and stuff.
Yep.
But did I tell you about my convention stories?
Oh no. You were talking about going to a convention.
Yeah, I went to. Oh yeah, this happened last year in December, right? So, I guess going with my IRL friends, we they've been planning to go to this local convention, like this anime convention that's been like locally and stuff. It'll be my first ever convention going to, like, that's on my own. Like, I went to like a couple with my family a little bit, but I never went to like one without my family. If that made any sense.
Yep.
Like, just with like friends and stuff. So that was that. 2, it was an anime convention, so I get to be the person of like, oh, I don't like anime, but I secretly do, which I'm kind of like growing out of into a sense. I think
no one grows out of watching anime.
To someone about it. Well, it's kind of like when I was younger. I think because I knew a lot of people got bullied for it, so I kind of like shout on it too, into a sense. I'm like, oh, anime's lame or something. Like, I just like kept them denying it pretty much, right? When in reality, I really did enjoy it. I still do enjoy it today. It's still damn good. Like, go watch Demon Slayer. That shit's amazing. Anyway. Yeah, I got so we got to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was like a really cool experience. So I'm trying to remember some of the things. There's been a lot of notable things that was very funny. But the one notable thing was there was a girl there, right? Now, this girl was dressed up as Zelda from Tears of the Kingdom, actually. And my friends were like, "Hey, go talk to her." I'm like, no, that's weird. No, I'm not going to do that. No,
I don't know how to talk to girls. I can't do this.
Like, no, yeah. I was like, no, I can't. No.
It's too much.
They kind of push me to do it, and we actually went to more of like, well, this is a really funny moment too. We kind of went to like a more like adult area because they had like an adult section of it. It was kind of lame, I'm gonna be honest, but it pretty much what it was like you had like the other side of, you know, the anime coin. you know what I mean, right?
The weeb side, the not weeb side.
The NSF.
Oh, the NSFW. Okay, yeah.
Not
yeah.
going.
So
yeah,
like,
not going
let's
into
see,
it.
Rule 34
But
E621.
Yeah, but you don't have to go into it. No. You don't go. No, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
But it was mainly that and like drinking.
Right.
So it was like more of an adult like theme. So, and my friends, they wanted to go to the, you know, the well, you know what? I'm going to keep it PG. Let's keep it PG-13.
Don't worry about it. These are all rated explicit
Let's-
regardless, so you can talk about whatever.
Well, yeah, but I'm like, if some of my family watches this, I don't want them to be like, oh, you know.
You know about NSFW furry stuff? What is that? You know?
No, don't look that up. No. But anyway, there was like a line, right? So you know, so we're standing in this line, and also that girl was there too, the Zelda girl. I saw her like 3 different times, and I did not talk to her once. I kind of regret it a little bit, but it's okay. So we're standing in this line and stuff, and I get up to the front, and this guy, you know, it's like he's like, "Hey, I need to see your ID," because I was about to walk in, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So you know, I got my wallet and I showed him my ID, and he's like, 98.
You're not
98? And he like looked at me and stuff. Yeah, I look super young for my age. So he was like, there's no way you were born in 1998.
Yep.
But I want to talk about this moment though. Oh my good gosh, it is the most funniest thing because we didn't really do anything there. Like we went there because they wanted to go to the dancing part. We'll just say like that much. That's like one of my friends. He was very much of like, "Dope, bro, let's live a little." Like, you know, he was like very, very like. I was kind of like meh about it, but you know, I want to be a cool friend, and you know, my other friends were going too. Like, I'm not gonna sit in a hotel room, no. So we go, and he opens up the door. It was a male dancer.
A what?
It was a male dancer. It was 2 of them that were on stage.
Oh no!
And I kid you not, he closed that door so fast and walked away. It was the funniest thing. I busted out laughing because he was like, "Nope." It was really, really funny. But then we like sat down and we had some. They had some drinks and stuff. It was really, really good. I also went to a couple of panels and stuff. That was really cool. There was a lot of cool panels. The coolest thing though that happened to me at this convention, which is my most favorite memory of this, is that I got to meet a voice actor.
Ooh.
Okay. Have you ever watched SAO?
No.
Do you know what it is? If you don't,
I do not, unfortunately.
It's not that big of a. Well, it's called Sword Art Online.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, the main character named Kirito, or whatever, however you pronounce it, he's actually, the voice actor was there, for the English voice actor and stuff. So he was there, and there was like other people too. There was also Xemnas from Kingdom Hearts. I didn't get his autograph, and I should have. I was like, oh my gosh, but it wasn't. If it was more of like Sora or Kairi, I would definitely do it, but it wasn't them two. But it was cool though. But yeah, he was there because he voiced what's that character's name from Demon Slayer? He was like the Bork guy in Inosuke. That's what it was. But that's the main character that he voiced too. In Demon Slayer, he voiced a lot of different characters. What? What happened?
I just realized my mic input was swapped. So this entire the last 43 minutes of this recording is using my VR mic and not the studio mic.
Awesome.
It's been fixed now. Anyway, continue.
So he voiced a lot of different characters.
Yep.
But the main thing with me was Kizo, right? Because one, SAO got me into playing VR. Let's just be honest, it really, really did. Two, it was the first anime I ever watched, and I really, really enjoyed. I used to deny it on end and end because it was like kind of a hated show, but I loved it. Like, it wasn't the best show, by all means. It has a lot of problems, but I still love it to this day. And I think a lot of the later seasons are a lot, like, really, really good. Some of the sooner ones are not that great, but not going into it and stuff. But, yeah, I loved it. And he wasn't my favorite character, but it was just kind of like, yo, I get to, like, be, like, this person? And so, and my friends, we kind of joke about a lot about the show, too, and about my relationship with it. And they were like, dude, you need to get a Kirito poster. Like, honestly, hands down, you need to get it. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'll get it. Why not? So as we're standing in line, I'm in here, I'm standing in this line. They're getting him from the Demon Slayer side. And also, by the way, his name is like Bryce Paperbrook or something like that. Sweetest guy you ever meet in your life. He's awesome. He's daggum amazing. So,
shout out to Bryce Paperbrook.
But anyway, or something like that. I can't remember his name, but he's such a nice guy. Anyway, as waiting in line and stuff, he has his face and he has like a banner and stuff, and it has like all the characters that he voiced. And one character that I saw was Silver the Hedgehog. And as soon as I saw Silver the Hedgehog, my brain kicked into like Sonic mode, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Silver the Hedgehog!" I'm over there like freaking out. Like, I'm trying to breathe a little bit because I'm like, because I'm trying not to panic and stuff. I'm like, I get to meet a Sonic character. Like, it was the coolest thing. But anyway, I'm waiting in line, and I'm like, oh dang it, I can't get a Silver poster. Like, don't get me wrong, like. Silver's not my favorite character. I hate to say that, but he really isn't. But it's just cool to meet, like, a voice actor from a game that you grew up with, But I'm like, oh, dang, I don't have that. And I'm like, I wonder if I can get him to do a Silver quote on the poster, And so, and I got through the line and stuff, and I paid a good bit of money to get this. But also, another thing that happened. So, my friends were in front of me, right? And I was behind them. And there were, like, a good couple of people in front. One of my friends, like, kind of got a chance, like, to talk to him and stuff. They haven't seen a lot of his work. But Bryce was, like, my friend kind of asked him, he's like, hey, man, how do you, like, do different voices and stuff? And how do you kind of, like, remember how to do a different voice for a different show? And Bryce kind of just goes, oh, yeah, man, it's like super duper simple. It's like if I kind of go down here, that means I'm more kind of like Kirito and stuff. And it's like if I die in the game, I die in real life. Or if I go a little more up here, I sound like Meliodas from like the Seven Deadly Sins. Like, he was giving him like a voice acting lesson. And he didn't pay nothing for it. People were getting pissed because this guy just was like, hey, how do you do this thing? And Bryce was just giving him information completely for free. It was awesome. And I was freaking out too. I was like, oh. But, and then we get up there and stuff, and it gets my turn. I was like, hey man, it's like, we talked a little bit. I was like, hey, this show means a lot to me. Everything else got me into VR, got me to people that I meet now and all my friends. Now, I have a question for you. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I've noticed that you voice Silver the Hedgehog. He's like, yeah, I'm the new voice actor of Silver. I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, do you want a Silver poster and stuff? I'm like, no, I kind of want this one. But can I actually get It's No Use? Because that is like the most famous line of Silver inside Sonic 06, because that's what he says all the time of trying to do it, and that's like the only one that I know. And he's like, you know what, I really like the crossover, man. He literally did It's No Use to RulezVT or something, and I was just so nervous and stuff because I was like so I'm holding this like poster that has him inside of that. If I do see him again, which I highly doubt I will, I would love to get a Silver poster that says Link Start, and it would be awesome. I need to hang it, but I need to frame it and like hang it up. But it's one of the best memories I've had. And also too, he actually told me there might be like more Sonic games coming out. and stuff. He like
No.
literally like told, because I asked him, I was like, hey, well, because he was like, they haven't used me yet, but I am on their list and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So he kind of like told me, hey, there's gonna be some like Sonic games coming out. Guess what's all in like the leaker news and stuff? Hey, there's the new Sonic Adventure 2. There's a new Sonic Adventure. There's a new.
You got some inside scoop information from the source.
Yes.
Not from one of these third parties.
I was like, it's like, dude, and also too, he's just so nice. Like, I didn't expect him to be like so like because every person that he talked to, like, he like made sure that you was getting your money's worth of this thing, and he just like like incredibly enjoyed it. He also had like a panel as well. It was like him and the main character of Demon Slayer. I can't remember the guy's name. It's like Zach something. But they both had like an actual like talk and stuff. I haven't seen the show by this point, so I don't know what the hell they're talking about, to be honest. So at this point in time, I'm kind of like, what are they talking about? I don't even know. What are we talking about? I was like super like confused and stuff. But he has such a good personality, and I'm being honest, like me and him are like on the same wavelength. Because
does he know that you're a 98-year-old cat girl?
No, I'm no. But someone asked him like in that panel and stuff that he was a part of, and they were like, "Hey, if you can voice any other character, what character would you voice? Like any character in the world?" He's like, "Well, I would love to voice a SpongeBob character." I'm like, I love this man, dude. I was like, I love this man that's on stage right now.
I want to marry. I want to make love.
Not that far.
Not
Come
that
on
far?
now. We just want to be friends.
Right.
Not
fair.
that far. Not
Okay.
that far. No, because he has a wife and stuff.
Oh.
And what's really funny too. Well, what's really funny, his wife is actually friends with the voice actor of Asuna, who is like the main, like, is the second character in SAO that she has a love interest with Kirito. So I just love how it's like his wife is friends with with her, but not friends with him. Really, it's the funniest thing to me. I don't know. It's just really, really great. But yeah, it was such a good experience and stuff, and you got to see different people, different cosplays, and everything else. It was a very like warming atmosphere, and our one friend, with me, I was like very like kind of like I didn't want to talk to other people into a sense. I was just kind of like,
I was hanging out in the corner. I'm just gonna watch from a distance.
Yeah. Because when I'm around new people, I'm not very, very like
same here
open into a sense. Like I had to be very, very like comfortable with the people around me to be that. If I have a good group of people I can go and talk to, I'm a lot more open.
You can't come up to someone you've never met and go like, "Woo, my name's Hyrule and Rules and I am."
No, I can't do that. But my friend literally can.
Oh jeez.
Like this other guy, because he was like walking around and stuff, and there was like, "Yo, hey man," and he's like, "Oh hey," and it was like every like fifth person. I'm like, dude, how do you know these people? It's like I've never seen any of these people in my life. Like, how do you know them? Like,
You just gotta talk to them. You gotta talk to them like
cool.
your best buds with them, and then see where that goes. I guess I could never do that though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Me seeing someone famous, especially at a
really
convention, cool. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. I need to tell you about the first day. The first day was the funniest day too. So we get to our hotel, right? Because it's not far away from where we live. So we get to our hotel, we get our stuff packed out and everything else. One, I forgot my money for the last like 3 days because we went to the store and stuff. I have another story about that too. I'm so sorry that I'm just kind of saying stories, but anyway. So
you do you. That's what are we talking about? This.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Yeah. So we get there, right, to the place that we're going to go, and my friend, he pulls up Google Maps and stuff, and he's like, okay, it's only like just a couple miles from here. We can walk there. So we're like, okay. So we got our stuff and we just start walking to this place that we're going to, right? And we get down there and we're like, where's everybody at? Like, where's the cars? Where's everything else? Like, where do we need to go? We were like, okay, I guess we need to like go around, So we kind of we walk all around this building and stuff, and we get to this one place. We saw this one guy, and we got up to him and stuff, and he's like, we're like, hey, we're trying to get to this convention and stuff. Can you like help us get to it? And he's like, oh yeah, that's you want the place that's across the road on the other side of the highway. Here we're doing like a gospel thing, like a gospel convention. I'm like, at least we're praising the Lord. That's what I said.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just a funny little off joke that I did. So we're like, oh, okay. So I guess we're just gonna walk across the highway. So we got up and we walked like all around. It took us like 40 minutes to an hour to get where we was going. It was crazy. But anyway, we walked down. We keep going and we walked, and there was this one street that we saw. It's called Pickle Street. Mm-hmm. And I looked at my friends. I'm like, hey, I got a house on Pickle Street because I got a good deal. They busted out laughing because of how bad the joke was. But it was really, really funny. We just had a good time. We're just like walking down and stuff and across the highway, and we got crossed it. And then the funniest thing about it was that other place we went to, the first place, we probably saw maybe older people. We saw people in like general clothing and everything else. As soon as you crossed that bridge and you went over and you saw the other one, I literally saw people like in everything, dude. Like, people had cat ears on, people in Dagger were in maid outfits. You had like some Sailor Moon person walking around. Someone is Master Chief. I'm like, I think we're in the right spot now.
I found my people. I'm good. We're good right here.
Yeah, so I'm good. But yeah, I had a good time. I would love to go back. I've been kind of like telling my friends, I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back.
Would you ever? Would you ever cosplay as anything?
I want to cosplay as myself. Yes, as this.
Actually, wouldn't be that hard to do.
I think it would be the funniest thing. Yeah, I know. I think it would be the funniest thing to do, just to get some Converse, some black pants, and a green hoodie, and I'll be fine.
No, we'll have to get the green hoodie with
maybe
the
give me
Rules
some
logo,
cat ears
with the Rules logo on it.
Yeah, with the Rules logo.
Future merch down the road, you can just buy a green hoodie with the Rules. We can all become Rules.
Yep. It'll be awesome. But we did kind of like said that I would go like as Asuna just for as a joke.
Yep.
I think that would be really funny to do as well. And they did have like a cosplay contest. So I was like, if that ever does happen again, I'm like, yo, can I rap?
We're really living up to the
just let me get on the mic. Let me just
Hyrule with the rapping furry.
let me just spit out some bars, like,
Be like, yo, I'm at this convention
shit.
where I'm doing some. I'm at this convention where I'm at the concession
doing some things I don't even know. I'm at the convention. I need a confession because I'm at the concessions. I don't know.
There you go. That's the real reason you go to convention. To go to the confession. Go to the concession stand.
To go to the concession stand?
Yeah.
Bro, that's gonna be like $80 for like a bag of popcorn.
Easy.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It was more like 20, but it's still a lot. Just for like free popcorn.
I've gone to PAX West and I've gone to TwitchCon, and both of them, yeah. If you're going to go there just for the concessions, good luck. You're going to be spending lots of money.
Yeah, you spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
I just went to the local one and stuff, but it was fun. I want to go to TwitchCon one day.
Same here.
That would
definitely want to go back
another.
Again. That's won't be for another couple of years, I don't think.
I feel like if I do go to TwitchCon one day, I feel like I would die into a sense because one, of course, I gotta go and talk to the stinky wolf boy.
Oh God, let's not go. Okay,
that's like inevitable.
That was so awkward when I did the one time
because like it's gonna be that. Definitely gonna talk to Fia. You told me your story. I know your story. You told me this multiple times.
The Fia story.
I still think it's the funniest thing.
Zella, I hate it. I hate it so much, and I cannot watch Fia and her content without remembering that exact encounter. I'm like, I can't do this. This is too much.
That's awesome. They had a Patreon supporter thing today, but I didn't go to it because it was in Resin. Oh, did you hear about Resin? Okay, so you know about Neos and its whole like issue and problem thing that they had and stuff. Well, they finally did like the thing to where they separated it, right? Neos is still around and stuff. It's just dead.
You're talking about what Neos
but
VR?
it still has like because you know Neo. So how it. If people who don't know at home of how it kind of went down, it's a simple explanation was like you had the two creators who made the game, one person who like literally did like make it from the ground up and stuff. Damn genius, I'm gonna be honest. Like he needs to be doing like other things as well. But like, I don't know how in the world you even start that project. But anyway, but you had the creator, and then you had another guy who was very, very business oriented, right? When they both got into Neos and stuff, and they started like getting the game, getting it out there, and everything else. One wanted to make it more like cryptocurrency, NFT.
I did see that. Yeah,
very, very that way. While the other guy wanted to like work more on the game and actually make it more for the players, make it more for the community, stuff like that. So, they ended up splitting up. And Neos ended up being split up as well.
Okay.
So one person ended up getting a part of it, another person did too. The person who made Neos initially went off and made Resent. Or Resonite, or whatever it's called. So there's actually now a version of Neos that doesn't have the microtransaction and all that good fun stuff into it. Yeah, it's really, really good too. It's just like Neos with a new coat of paint. And there is like some things that they did fix and stuff. It's still very confusing as all hell.
I was gonna say I've tried Neos VR. It's like back when like VR chat was doing this whole anti-cheat thing. Everyone started.
I still think it's really good though.
Everyone's starting to look for other alternatives. There's Chill Out VR, and then there's Neos VR. So I thought, okay, well I've tried Chill Out. Chill Out's okay, so let's try Neos. And I got it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing because they don't use Unity, right? So they kind of, if you're putting an avatar into their system, it's from the inside out. So it's confusing as all heck.
Yeah, that's like I do think. Well, to me, I think Neos is probably like the next wave of like VR applications and stuff, at least like for social VR, because that I just feel like they just need to have a more simpler UI for most people. Like I think they just need to have like a basic and a advanced, right? So like a basic one's more of like, hey, I just want the general things to help me get started and maybe do some little tweaks here and there, while you have an advanced option to where you can do a lot more of like you could do now. Because that's the one thing what's really, really cool about Resident, that is it literally just lets you do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's all inside the game itself too. I've always kind of really thought, like I've always had this thought experiment inside my head of like, what if there was like a social VR game that was similar to VR chat, but open source as Chill Out VR, but it had the flexibility and creativity as Resin.
So you want to take basically all three of them and combine them into one?
Yeah, and just like kind of take all the best of each one and put them together.
Each one has its own pros and cons, and unfortunately, VR chat outweighs all the existing pros and cons of the other two.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we are with the whole thing. So.
Well, with me, I would really love to do more of Resin, but I don't have a reason to. That's my problem. Because
everyone and everything you do is here, right? So then you're suddenly uprooting yourself and going somewhere else, right? So, and then you're going to break apart friend groups, and then a lot of people won't necessarily carry over. It's a whole big thing, right? So,
yeah, it is very, very like that. It's weird because it's like I love VR chat. Don't get me wrong, I love this game to death, but we need more open source things. We need more community driven things than anything else. Because that's the one thing that's really good about open source, that it's not about one company working on a thing. Because let's just be honest. Well, the benefit about VR Chat of how it is and it being a company and everything else, they're kind of forced to make it because they're getting income from other things and stuff to make it. While an open source thing, the community kind of works on it and makes it and stuff. So if the community dies, the game kind of dies.
Pretty
like, you know
much,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, but I feel like if you make a more successful, well, you can't really make a more successful, but a pretty good successful, like, open source social VR type engine or something kind of like that, and it's like easy to use, it's easy to like make and upload avatars, it's easy to actually take the source code and make more stuff with it and have more of a VR standard with it, and to make games into other things. I feel like that would do really, really well. And then that would thrive really, really good as well, too. And you don't have to worry about it going to, like, one group or, like, one person to change everything.
And then also with open source, you have the access to mods and anything kind of beyond that, right? That's
that too. Yeah. Because but also you can, like, edit it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've also really, it's there's been like something in the back of my mind that I really do want to try to do. I do want to try to make a social VR game in Godot, because one, that would be the sickest thing ever. So I love Godot. I haven't really made a lot of games in it yet, so it's not going to be something I do like right off the bat. But
what is Godot for people who don't know?
But oh yeah, so Godot is a open source game engine. It's like the new kid on the block, kind of. Well, it's not really that new, but so if people don't know, there's like this Unity runtime fee type thing, right?
Oh, okay,
you know
yep.
about that?
Yep.
Yeah, so when that all happens, a lot of people switch to Godot. And Godot is a more node-based thing than Unity. You know how Unity has components and stuff? Like,
Yep.
you get a game object and you right-click and you add, like, a component?
Yep.
You don't do that in Godot. You add a node to it. So it's kind of the same work structure, but instead of it being, it's kind of like in Unity terms, it's like having a game object and adding another game object to describe the main game object.
Oh, okay, interesting. So kind of like a
kind of. It's not too bad. It's just kind of hard to explain to convert over, but it's really not that hard. Also, too, it's like 400 megabytes. You literally can download it in a matter of like 2 minutes, and then you double click and you're ready to go. You can make all your games and everything you want to just that simply.
That's kind of the biggest
issue. It's a very fast engine that loads up.
Yeah, it's kind of the biggest issue I have with Unity.
Yeah, with Unity.
Just, you download it, and then everything you download, say off the Unity store or whatever, gets cached somewhere else, and then will slowly entirely fill up a hard drive, which is what I've come across now. But then if I go and delete that cache, everything that you're using in your existing project will just re-download back to that cache, and you're kind of just hooped.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so everything you download the Unity store and different assets and stuff like that are cached away.
I knew that it would.
There is no limit to how big this cache can be. You can clear it, which will only clear maybe at 1 or 2 gigabytes. But like I had to get a thing to read like how many nodes,
external,
like a program to read like what sectors are being used on what on the hard drive, like each hard drive's in sectors and nodes and stuff like that. And it would just kind of like take all the Unity stuff was in this huge box. It's like, okay, yeah, I know Unity's take up the whole host. Let's go further. Oh, your cache is taking up more than half the hard drive? Cool. So if you have like 1 terabyte, you could have like 400 or 500 gigabytes of cache.
Oh, wow. That's
it's
crazy.
Stupid. It's stupid. And there's no way of accessing it either unless you go into, because it's not labeled cache. It's just a bunch of numbers and like numbers and letters and stuff in folders. Right? So you kind of have to go digging a bit for that one. But it sounds like this other
I don't know if
this other
Godot
program,
caches things.
most programs do, but I think it sounds like this other one doesn't do it necessarily that way.
But
or you haven't come across it.
Well, I think it does. I think it does do it. But the cool thing about it is, let's say, okay, I'll just give this hypothetical and stuff. Let's say that you know C++, and let's say let's say this hypothetical VR game exists, right? So it's like, it has a custom engine that was built off of the Godot engine and stuff like that. So you can make your worlds, you can make your avatars, you can make everything that you want to make. So you're just using the Godot, the version of the Godot engine to upload stuff and everything else, right? And this project's also open source as well. And let's say that something happens with your cache or something. Like, it's like the problem you're having now, right? With the Unity thing of where it's like, hey, it's not deleting all my cache that I want it to delete. And if I wanted to keep some, I would love to go into it and select which ones I want to keep and which ones I don't want to keep, right? Well, because it's open source, you can go and be like, hey, where's the cache setting of where it deletes my cache and stuff like that? You could go in there and be like, oh, it's this? Okay, cool. Change it and stuff, and like, okay, cool, I fixed it. Build it, and then like just go and be like, hey, I fixed the cache setting thing, and then you could just make a push request and it can get merged into the main branch and stuff. That's what's so cool about like open source stuff, is that you're not hindrance of tinkering with it. And also too, if it's open source and there's like a bug with the engine or something, and you know, like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, I know a little bit of C++, you can just like go and like fix it. No one's stopping you to do. Like, the coolest thing about Godot is you can download the engine,
Right.
and make something completely new out of it, and don't even have to say, hey, this is made in Godot. The only thing you have to legally do is to say that you did not create the engine itself. If I made a brand new engine and stuff, I can't say, oh, I made this engine from scratch, like, you know, from the ground up. You can't say that. You have to say, hey, I built it with another engine. But you don't have to say what the other engine is, which is like the coolest thing. But you can use it for whatever. And that's why I love the engine so much. And I really want more people to use it more, because it's like, one, it helps the community, it helps Godot, which builds up that game engine a lot more, which is getting really popular nowadays, which is really it's nice to see. There's benefits to both sides and stuff.
Interesting.
But I really do want to see a lot more open source.
I'm assuming because it's open source, it is free. There's no cost to this.
Yeah. No, there's no cost.
Okay, I'll check it out.
You can donate, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's super simple. It's really easy to make stuff with. You have something called GD Script, which is like a super like dummy language. Like, it is not hard to work with at all. It's kind of more like Python, if you ever used that programming language. I don't know if you have or not. I know you don't really program a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when it comes to programming stuff, I'm gonna get someone else to do it or run it through ChatGPT.
I will say this: Python is a super simple language. It is not hard. Like, it's very like, it's kind of like, imagine doing Cyan Trigger, but a lot more simpler.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's kind of the best way for me to explain it, because like, if you want to make like a variable, for example, right? Let's say you want to make a integer, which is just a normal number for the people at home. So like a number that's like let's say you want to make a variable called x, and you want to make it equal to 1, right? You don't have to do like you have to do in C#, which is like, variable. Also, if people at home, you know how to do C#, it take me a minute to do, because I have not programmed C# in a very long time. So it might be like pseudo JavaScript, but it's okay. but it'll be like variable x colon integer 1 or int 1, right?
Okay,
so you can make that one thing equal to 1. That's like in C#. In Python, all you have to do is x equal 1, and then your x equals to an integer and stuff. And then if you want to do a simple if statement, you can just say if x less than 1. The main thing with Python, though, is with Python, it's very, very much on your indents and stuff. So you know how you hit tab and it does like an indent? Depending on where your indents are, that's how your code's going to run.
Interesting.
So if you have like, yeah, so it's really simple. It's really easy. If you all want me to do a stream talking about programming, like I have a degree in it.
That's cool.
That's what my degree's in. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I love programming into a sense. Sometimes I get super annoyed, which that's programming in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But it's really satisfying as well too, because like you have to be the type of person. I will say this much too. To really enjoy programming, you have to be the type of person to say, "Hey, I want a thing. How do I get to that thing?" And then you do the thing to get to it. So like, you have to be very, very patient as well too, because a lot of the time, if you want to you're trying to make one application or into one thing, you get something completely different that's nowhere close to this one thing. And you just gotta have to like suck it up and be like, okay, well, this thing's probably better than this thing that I was going for anyway, so let's just work with this thing. Like, a prime example is that there's this game called Rivals of Ether, right? It was made in Game Maker Studio. A good little engine. Everyone loves it. It's been battle tested. Yada yada. Undertale was made with it. You know, great little engine, right? The creator of Rivals of Ether, which his name is Dan something. I can't remember his last name, but he decided to he wanted to make like a platform fighter, right? Like Smash Bros. More kind of something more like Melee. But when he was trying to do fast falling, which is the action of whenever you jump and you're in the air and stuff, and you do an attack and you hit down, you know, you kind of like fast fall and stuff. Like if you jump and you press down, you fall quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was trying to do something similar to that when you hit an enemy, and he ended up programming it kind of wrong. So like when you hit an enemy and you hit down to fast fall, you fast fall faster than you would if you didn't. So it's like it kind of gets canceled as well too. So it's like you would do an attack and you fall down and your move is canceled, but there's still a hit stun, so you can actually do like another move. It makes it very, very fast paced, and it's like it's a top level type technique that you have to do. But he was trying to do like fast falling stuff, and it didn't work out to be, and it made this whole new mechanic that no one's seen before. It's really, really cool. I play a lot of platform fighters as well too, so I know a lot. I know a lot of things about gaming and stuff. Like, did you know that Nintendo was not a game company when they first started out?
No?
No, they made toys.
Oh, interesting.
In the early, I think it's like early 60s and 70s, they made
Okay.
toys. They
Interesting.
made like a ball in the cup. They made that. They made a lot
the
of
classic.
the
Classic.
they made they even made you know, like them LCD games that used to play like back in like the old days and stuff of like the Tiger
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, they made their own version, which is called Mr. Game & Watch. That's why he's inside of Smash Bros. And stuff, because it's like a part of Nintendo history.
Interesting.
Yeah, the coolest things about Smash Bros. Into a sense is that you can literally pick any character and like go back. Well, not all of them, but most of them. You can actually go and like figure out like the history with Nintendo with that character. So it's kind of like this museum into a sense, and it's really, really interesting to kind of like know about everything of that, because you know Mario was the first NES game that ever came out. Because you gotta think, the NES was like one of the first like big consoles to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, of course you had the Atari 2600 and you had the Commodore 64. And, well, that was later on, but you know, you had like big consoles as well too. But the NES was like the most advanced system at the time, and they had to make a game for it. that no one else made a game for. And that's like the one thing that always blows my mind to think about too. And then you have games nowadays as well. But it always kind of just blows my mind to think of like, who thought of a 3D space? You know, it's like, how did you wrap your head around like, oh, if I take like a vector 3, which is like a 3-point thing and stuff, I don't need it to be exactly where I need it to be, but it could be in like a 3D space and stuff. Like, it's really, really interesting. I love history stuff, and I love like thinking about that stuff all the time. For example, have you ever thought about like milk?
No.
Well, think about it. It's like, who in the world walked up to a cow and was like, and saw some others and like, you know what? I'm gonna drink that shit.
And while you're drinking that shit, who would know that some person should not go up to that person holding the milk who just got it from the cow and dump soy sauce in there and make their own soy milk?
No, don't do that. What? That's not so. What the?
No?
Huh?
That's how I made soy milk one day.
No, that's not how. No.
Yeah, soy milk.
That's not okay. We're into it there. No,
you're gonna end it there.
No.
Okay, we can end it there.
No.
No, I attempted to make my own soy milk. I was sitting in a call with people, and I put soy sauce in milk, and I made soy milk.
Oh my gosh.
And then
Trev, what we're gonna do with you, man?
I also had to drink it because
what we're gonna do with you, man?
Yeah, that was not fun either. So anyway, I guess we'll end it off there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next time when we have another episode. We have episodes. By the time of this recording here, episode 0 and episode 1 is already out. We have a Twitter.
Yeah,
or X
it's already out.
The Twitter X thing. It's Wata. Or sorry, it's podcast Wata, because I couldn't do Wata podcast because the name was taken anyway. So it's podcast Wata.
Of course it was taken.
Yeah, of course it was taken.
That's funny.
And then of course we have the YouTube as well, where we're going to put all the episodes and everything are up. The video episodes are all on the YouTube as well, and then we'll be dual streaming like we are here tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really that.
I gotta download some of them. I gotta download some of the streams where I can make shorts and stuff they give to you, and you can upload them.
Exactly. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in this particular one that could be used.
We definitely gotta do the one of like, you know, my little brother knows I'm a furry.
That was pretty good.
Which I think that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life too. The more and more I go back and I think about it, I was like, that's such a good title.
I was thinking, okay, what should I name this? Okay, yeah, that's the title. Yep, that's the title. And I'm listening to this, like, this would make a really
like, why the hell?
would make like if someone were to reanimate or like make it like into a short or something where you're just telling the story, but this is actually happening right here. That'd be kind of funny. Like you could see it happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next time for another episode of Wata.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.